Hey guys, you all ready for UnderGround? Take down. Take down. Who's up for UnderGround? The sound of the underground. If you're a Girls Aloud fan, you'll probably know about that. So we're here to talk about, you know, UnderGround, the new show by Raw. Apparently it's like on the 3rd hour or whatever. I want to briefly talk about it because I feel like there's 3 sides to this. One is that people just hate it, okay? The other side actually like it. Actually, there's 4 sides. There's people that hate it, people that love it, people that don't give a damn, and people that haven't a clue what it's about. I believe that the execution was off. I can see what they're trying to do. Also, see this thing I've been seeing about people saying it's a Lucha Underground ripoff or whatever. Federations have been doing that for years and years and years before Lucha Underground. You know what I mean? So see this whole thing that's going on now about Lucha Underground invent. No, they didn't. Don't stop lying. I've also heard people turn around and saying TNA was 10 times better than this. Didn't TNA do exactly the same thing as before with their MMA thing? Do you remember when Billy Corgan was there and stuff like that, and then they had like a MMA style wrestling match and stuff like that, which I didn't like then, and I don't like it now. I don't particularly care. However, I'm gonna give suggestions because there's been too many people saying I hate it, and that's fine. Like, those videos are entertained about people that are hating it. But I want to go beyond. I want to give suggestions to WWE to make it better. One of the cool things is the atmosphere. I do think the atmosphere is somewhat decent. The dancers they have, finally some type of, you know, there's women there dancing. It's great. It's fantastic. That's what you want to see. It's what Raw should have been, okay? None of this whole PC culture kind of crap that we're seeing recently. Anywho, so that in its core essence is great. I'm not a fan of the MMA style in wrestling. I'm of the opinion that the two should stay separate, unless it's an MMA star moving to wrestling where they act as a professional wrestler. I know Kurt Angle was just more of an amateur wrestler, but he was successful. Brock Lesnar, obviously successful. Ronda Rousey, I believe, was successful. Some people might disagree with that, but whatever. And I want to give some suggestions as to what I think. I like the idea. I just think the MMA stuff, don't do it. Also, I remember Shane McMahon saying, there are no rules, but then Shane was like, hey, stop doing that. Which was a bit ridiculous. Really ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, I felt like the execution fell off to the point where I was just like, if they said what this was gonna be like a week before or 2 weeks before, or I've been saying this for years, just make it a 3rd brand or 4th brand. Like, just have it like, you know what? There's a clip from Kevin Nash. I'll play it here. Roll it.
It's Friday night at 11 o'clock. Do an hour show. That's fucking Raw. You own a network. You own a network. It doesn't.
What's different about that show? More violent?
Everything. It's fucking what people. It's what an older demographic wants to watch.
I think Kevin's spot on with this. I think have it Raw, not in an MMA sense. I'm saying have steel chairs. Just have it rated R. Kids aren't going to be awake at that time. Have it an R where adults can enjoy wrestling. And I've been saying this for years. This whole concept of people saying that it annoys me that people still to this day say, you know, the Attitude Era wasn't really that great back then, you know, from the stupid walk culture aspect of things. Like, I remember seeing them, they were like, there was a lot of cringy things there, Timothy. I've said this before and I'll say it again, the wrestling community ain't gonna get any better. They already ran off the whole effing show, which is disgusting. AEW went out of the way to flag the whole effing show, which is a complete disgrace. I don't hate AEW. I don't hate them. I'm just saying, there's a few shady stuff that's going on. WWE have a few shady stuff as well. But this whole concept of people, like this ongoing war of AEW versus WWE, like no one wins out of this. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. For me, I think have it where it's just rated R, have the girls there, have the steel chairs, have blood, violence, just have it all out, have them just fighting and stuff. This whole kind of like it's just takedowns. Like, that's what it is. It's like, like that. Like, if you're gonna do like a Raw Underground, have it where you have steel chairs, just violent. Because that's what's lacking in wrestling, hardcore wrestling, okay? Your man Jimmy Havoc, not a fan of what he's done in his personal life. Not really a big fan, I know he's out there. But I quite like the hardcore wrestling in AEW a little bit. And they've just done away with it, really. Like, there's not really that much hardcore wrestling. What I mean, like, see these indie fans that say we're the hardcore fan base? You're not the hardcore fan base. You're the indie fan base. The hardcore fan base is completely different from the indie fan base. I'm of the person that likes hardcore wrestling. I'm a massive fan of ECW. I like steel chairs. I like my wrestling. And I like pure violence. It's why I watch it, okay? You're not gonna see me watch a cartoony movie. I'm gonna watch John Wick. Or I'm gonna watch, like, I don't know, I'm gonna play a video game like Ghost of Tsushima. Or I'm gonna play Grand Theft Auto. That's what wrestling needs to adapt to. I understand the execution. I kind of get what they're doing, but they need to add more to it. I'm just saying to all these people who are watching it, just give it a chance. Is it gonna be, like, because a lot of people forget this. NXT, a lot of people said the same thing about NXT. Do you remember when NXT started, everybody hated it, and then they did the whole kind of, like, indie stuff. People like it. I'm not a fan of it, but originally people hated it. Like, the indie fans were booing NXT, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is awesome! Like, and all this here kind of crap. But I think that the execution of Underground it just fell flat. It really did fall flat. But I just feel like they need to have more of a hardcore vibe, like chairs, like swearing, cursing and swearing. Like actually have, you know, real women in there as well. Like, not this whole kind of like, you know, what they're doing now recently, like, especially women's wrestling in WWE. I remember when it was AJ Lee and Paige, I quite liked it, because, you know, I quite like that. I don't like the women's wrestling now. It's like, they're just, I can't put my finger on it, but it's just awful. And I feel, honestly, that Underground has potential. It's just fallen completely off the mark. Like, completely off the mark. As well as all wrestling has, to say the least. WWE have done, like, let's be honest, they've done a terrible job. I'm not gonna go into the whole kind of, like, where you have these idiots that are just constantly bashing WWE. Like, honestly, like, I'm the same with AEW. I'm not gonna sit and be in every single waking moment bash AEW, because I have a life. I'm not gonna spend every week of my life bashing TNA. I'm not gonna spend a weekend in my life bashing WWE. Some people just don't have lives. They're just bashing it for the sake of bashing it. And what's happened is that the opinions of the community has been completely diluted. And all they see is an actual company, whether it'll be TNA, whether it'll be AEW, whether it be Underground, whatever the hell it wants to be. And they don't give it a chance. Just give it a chance. Is it gonna probably be awful? Yeah. Am I probably gonna be wrong? Probably. Are they gonna listen to what I said in this video? 100% not. But what I'm saying is that maybe they need to do tweaks to it, because there's something, there felt something that, you know, like, you can tell they're going a little bit closer to the, like, not Attitude Era, but, like, especially the Dancing Women, like, that's what I was like, oh, actually, I haven't seen that in a while, you know what I mean? The color saturation they need to change, like, that whole yellowish look that looks like a duck's arsehole, please just stop that. That looks absolutely awful. But if you're gonna have, like, underground, have it with steel chairs, like, and you can actually have people that are jobbers and put them in this thing, have them do hardcore wrestling, violence, like, the stuff that we really want to see, and do that. That's my suggestion. Are they gonna do it? Probably not, but hey-ho, here we go. But that's my suggestion. I think they should go more down the hardcore route than the MMA route. I personally believe MMA and wrestling need to stay separate. The MMA fans hate professional wrestling. Professional wrestling, majority of them like MMA. It's just that the MMA fans don't like professional wrestling fans, and that causes a friction. You understand what I mean? Like, these kind of fake takedowns just look fake. They don't look real. What would you rather see? Someone do a fake takedown, or someone with a steel chair beating the ever-living crap out of him? That's what people want to see. That's what they want to see. I just think that hardcore wrestling, I think it should make a comeback. I think hardcore wrestling should make a comeback in the mainstream, to be honest. I think that's the only way forward. Because I think both indie fans and these and by the way, I'm so glad the Smart Busters said that they're not anti-smarks. I'm getting sick of the anti-smarks as well. Like, they're annoying me as much as the indie fans recently. It's like, oh, we like the guys. Like, you know, I really, like, generally, I'm actually glad the Smart Busters kind of said we're not anti-smarks. Like, it's the dumbest thing ever. And I've always said this, that the anti-smarks, in general, is just the dumbest thing of all time. Anyway, that's my video. It's been a while. I'll have maybe a few videos out, whatever tickles my fancy. There we go. It's General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out. Hardcore wrestling is what it's all about, people.